Do turnkey rental properties force you to overpay for a property? There's a big misconception out these days that people use the word premium. You are paying a premium to buy a turnkey rental property because it's freshly rehabbed, tenants, all the work's done for you. We need to define the word premium. Yes, you're paying more for a property than you would if you were doing a value add deal, again, because all the work's done, everything's done for you. But people seem to have taken the word premium and assumed it to mean that you're paying a premium over and above what the property is worth. So the big distinguishing factor here is, what is the property worth? A freshly rehabbed, tenanted, rent-ready property in great shape is going to be worth more than the foreclosure that you buy to fix it up. So should you pay more for a turnkey rental property than you would the fixer-upper? Absolutely. Everything's done for you. That's part of the gig. But again, this misconception is that you should be paying more than the property is worth, or that turnkey providers are going to force you to pay more than it's worth. No, that's not how that should work. And if a provider is forcing you to overpay for a property and pay more than market value, you might want to step back and think about working with somebody else. So a lot of this is going to come down to the appraisal. This gets a little bit tough because appraisals are not super reliable, and they're kind of your best chance to determine the actual value of a property. So if a low appraisal comes in, let's say you're buying a property for $130,000 and it comes in at $120,000, if you pay $130,000 for it, are you overpaying by $10,000? Maybe. It depends on how reliable that appraisal was. So you have to make a judgment call on, was it a bad appraisal? Was the appraiser having a bad day? You know, talk to the turnkey provider about this. Like, is that $120,000 accurate? And if so, why am I paying $130,000? There are turnkey providers out there that have appraisal contingencies in their contract saying that if the property appraises low, you're still on the hook for it. I personally don't dig that at all for very obvious reasons. I don't think I should be forced into overpaying for something. Plus, all the turnkey providers I work with don't force you to do that because they don't think you should be overpaying for a property either. So if I were to guess, it's because certain providers are doing this that have given people the impression that in order to invest in a turnkey rental property, you have to overpay for a property. Not accurate, and I don't want people to think that that's true. There are certain ways to work with the appraisals. Check out my video that talks about how to manage a turnkey rental property appraisal once you get it in. But, you know, as far as overpaying, the word premium means you're going to pay more for a fully rehabbed property than you would a beat up property. But that's the value of the property. It's worth more. Versus a premium, meaning that you're overpaying and paying over and above. Not cool. So I hope that clarifies it, because I don't want anyone thinking that you're supposed to be overpaying for a turnkey. Like, you're paying for services, but not more than the property's worth.